Well, hey, this is Josh Nelson with Plumber and HVAC SEO. I want to thank you for taking me up on my offer to share the Shamrock Plumbing case study with you. And, as promised, I'm going to show you how Shamrock Plumbing was able to get 319 calls directly via the internet as a result of getting their internet marketing right throughout the month of April. Now, Shamrock Plumbing is a plumbing services company based out of Orlando, Florida. And when Mark started with us, he was a one-man operation. He worked out of a home office, and he was just in the process of getting his business off the ground. He'd been in business for about 2 years, had done a lot of different marketing initiatives. He set up his website on his own for a little bit, then he hired an SEO company to help him out. And after trying a couple months here and there, it just didn't really ever feel like it got off the ground. So he was looking for ideas and strategies on how he could get his internet marketing right. And I'm going to show you exactly what we did, but I want you to see that as a function of getting that online marketing right, getting ranked on Google when someone types in Orlando Plumber, Orlando Plumbing, Orlando Emergency Plumber, the traffic to his website increased significantly from just a handful of visitors in the first couple of months when we started with him to after a few months into about 220 visitors or 20 calls via the web. Now, fast forward about a year and a half, 2 years, where we've really implemented a very proactive online marketing strategy that I'm going to be going over with you throughout the course of this case study, increased all the way to 1,397 visitors to the website in April and 319 calls to his website, to his company through his website. And the way we know this is we do put call tracking on the website, so there are call tracking numbers on the website and online. When someone calls those numbers, it rings to Mark's office and his team answers it and dispatches the guys. And that call tracking mechanism gives us the ability to really see how many calls actually came in. And you can see this is reporting just for the month of April, 319 inbound calls. Pretty impressive. I just want you to think about what it would mean to your business if you could get to 100, 200, 300 calls, people finding you online in need of plumbing or HVAC related services, picking up the phone and calling your office. I think you feel pretty confident that would have a pretty noticeable impact. So let's talk about the strategy. What do we actually do in order to get this off the ground for him? Well, we had to make sure we had the right strategy in place. And when it comes to internet marketing, there's a lot of different elements. There's a lot of different things you can do, right? You can do pay-per-click advertising. You can have a paid ad on whitep.com. You can have a paid ad on Angie's List. You can do search engine optimization. You can really leverage social media. And we wanted to make sure we had a strong foundation. And for us, that strong foundation is a good website that's properly optimized for the most important plumbing-related keywords in the areas that he served. And make sure the website's compelling, it leverages video and authentic imagery in a way that makes somebody wants to choose him versus the competition, so it can convert well. And from there, really focusing on the Google Maps and the organic non-paid listings in the search engines right out of the gates. We feel like that should be the foundation of your internet marketing strategy, and as you have that right, maybe then start to look at some of those paid elements like pay-per-click advertising or paid ad on Angie's List. I will tell you, in the case of Shamrock Plumbing, those 319 calls came 100% via non-paid or non-pay-per-click listings. There's no paid element. If you look at his analytics, there's no paid traffic coming to the website. This is just a function of getting ranked well in the non-paid listings in the Orlando market. I'm going to explain exactly how we were able to do that. From there, it really was about focusing on getting the website built out correctly. So if we're going to focus organically and we want to show on the non-paid listings, we really need to have good content on the site for all of the different services that he offers and have to be updated on a consistent basis so Google sees the website as authoritative and so that it should rank for the most important keywords. Had to optimize for conversion by putting authentic imageries, videos, showcasing online reviews and testimonials, and then really get aggressive with optimization for the Google Map listings. By claiming the Google Map listing, getting consistency with how the name, address, and phone number for the company is referenced across the web, making sure that Shamrock was listed in all of the major online directories, and then putting a proactive strategy in place to consistently request and get online reviews from their real customers in their true service area. And then after that part was done, it was just a matter of building the authority for the website, for the citations, for the online reviews. And we do that by blogging on a consistent basis, creating good relevant video content, driving inbound links and citations back to the website so that it could rank really well in the search engines. And then, of course, we had to put all of the right mechanisms in place to track, measure, and quantify. Because without the right tracking, you don't know if you're moving up in rankings. You don't know if you're moving up in terms of the keywords that you rank for. You don't know if the traffic to your website's increasing. And without the right tracking, we wouldn't be able to tell you right now that Shamrock Plumbing did have 319 calls throughout the month of April. So let's go to a live screen where I'm just going to show you exactly what we did with their website, exactly where the website ranks, and what works so well within this strategy. And so what I have open right now is a simple Google search, and you'll see that it's got this little private browser session. That just means that there's no cached information here. This is what Google is showing on Google at this moment in time, not based on my search history, but just in general. So first of all, let's look at the most important keyword, which is what most people type when they're looking for a plumber, which would be city plus service. So let's just do Orlando plumber. We typed in Orlando plumber, and you can see right here in the #1 listing is Shamrock Plumbing. Spot A on the Google map is Shamrock Plumbing, and I'll pull up their website, and we're going to go through this deeper as we go. But this is the Shamrock Plumbing website. I've kind of got it zoomed out a little bit so you can see the whole screen. And I'm going to explain the strategy that goes into helping Google understand that this should rank for that specific keyword. So again, Orlando plumber. Bring this a little bit closer to myself. Orlando plumbing. Right here, spotty on the Google map listings. Let's do plumber in Orlando. Spot F on the Google map listings. So you can see very strong page 1 listings for all of the permutations of city or plumber, city plumbing, plumbing in that specific city. And that works really well, right? And so those are the most important keywords that tend to drive the most traffic. And if you're going to just spend some time with me drilling down on this case study, I want to show you that Google looks at 3 critical elements on the website to determine what that page is about, to see what keywords it should show up in the search engines for. So this area up here is what's called the title tag, and it gives a strong indication to Google what that page is about. This is the H1 tag. You tell Google that's kind of the anchor as to what the page is about. And then, of course, the content, right? You got to have good, relevant content on the page. And so in this case, up in our title, instead of just saying Shamrock Plumbing, like a lot of plumbing or HVAC companies might, we put our main keyword up in that title, Orlando plumber and drain cleaning, and then the company, and then, of course, restating the city where the service is being provided. Below that, our H1 tag, we've got Orlando plumber and drain cleaning specialist, going after the drain cleaning keyword as well on this homepage. And then some great content. Welcome to Shamrock Plumbing, Orlando plumber, the home of the repipe specialist. You'll see in Orlando, repiping is a high transaction service, something he was very interested in targeting. So I'll be drilling down into the secondary keywords, but I want to start by showing you the main keywords. Orlando plumber, Orlando plumbing, plumber in Orlando, you can see has very strong positioning for those keywords, which is a key driver of how this site is able to produce those 319 inbound calls. Now, some of the other things, other than just the title tag, the H1 tag, the good content, is the fact that there's video here. And you'll notice the title for this video says Orlando Plumber, and it's a video, if we play it, of Mark from Shamrock welcoming the visitor, answering some of their frequent questions, and kind of engaging with them on a personal level. Not only does that help with conversion, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, why somebody would want to choose Mark versus the competition, but it also helps with SEO. And one of the reasons the website ranks so well is because if you're looking for plumbing services and you get to this page and you happen to play this video from Mark, Well, by default, you're sitting on the page for longer than the average visitor might. So if you compare Shamrock's website with a nice video to a typical plumbing website with just plain text, they're staying longer on the Shamrock site. Because they're staying longer, Google says, wow, this must be a more relevant page. And as a result, better rankings in the search engines, more authority attributed back to this page on the site. The other thing you're going to see down here is a little heat map. And this is a map that kind of shows where Shamrock Plumbing's service area is in and around the Orlando area. And this is built based on his technicians as they go about their day. They have a program installed in their phone called Nearby Now. And of course, we set this up for him. We trained his guys. We showed them how to use it. And as his technicians are going about their day, they take out their phone. They check in. The GPS coordinates from that check-in is captured, and this is where this heat map comes from. Post to their website, and they type a brief description. Water heater issue, leak repair in the house, describe what you're working on, faucet leak, repaired toilet and replaced angle stop. And what that does is it creates good, hyper-local content for the website. It's got H-card format behind it. I don't want to get super technical, but there's coordinate information behind this heat map and these check-ins on the website, which help Google to understand Shamrock Plumbing's true service area, which is Orlando in about a 25 to 50 mile radius of customers that he can serve. And so those are some of the key elements that have helped this site rank so well. And the reason we were able to get those 319 calls is keyword in the title tag, keyword in the H1 tag, good videos that make people want to stay, and good content that tells Google, okay, this is the area that Shamrock Plumbing serves. So now let's drill down and let's look at some of the other keywords that somebody might type in when they need plumbing services. You might think those are the only ones that matter. If he ranks page 1 for Orlando Plumber, Orlando Plumbing, and Orlando Plumbing Service, what else is important? Well, the reality is people type very specific things. They might type in drain cleaning, they might type in garbage disposal or repair, because that's the specific issue that they have. And when you rank well for those keywords, you open up a whole new world of traffic to your plumbing website that you might not have even considered. And so let's just look at a couple of those. So we talked about Orlando drain cleaning. And you'll see that Shamrock Plumbing is right here in the second position, as well as spot A on the Google map for this keyword. I'm just going to dive into this page. Part of the reasoning is the home page is the most authoritative page on his website, and we're targeting on his homepage Orlando Plumber and drain cleaning. So we've got drain cleaning in the H1 tag, we've got drain cleaning in the title tag, and that tells Google that this is a great page for that keyword. Well, we found that drain cleaning is a very important service for Shamrock Plumbing. Garbage disposal or repair. And you'll see right here, the number 2 listing for this search is Shamrock Plumbing. And this video down here is also uploaded by Shamrock Plumbing. So here they are with 2 placeholders on page 1 for this garbage disposal repair keyword. And if we follow this into the garbage disposal repair page on the website, you'll see now that we're not on the home page, but rather a sub-page on their website. So this is a specific page that talks about garbage disposal, installation, and repair in Orlando, and it's specifically answering that term, right? Orlando garbage disposal repair, because Shamrock has a page that's properly optimized, right? It's got the keyword in the title tag, keyword up here in the H1 tag, and then a good unique set of content. That's how he's able to rank for a lot of these different keyword combinations. And you'll notice, if you have gone through any of my training, and I'm the author of the Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Plumbing Contractors, I also have the training course called Your 2014 Online Marketing Plan for Plumbing and HVAC Contractors. If you've been through either of those, you'll know that I talk a lot about creating pages for each one of your services in each one of your cities so you can rank for a lot of different keywords. And in this case, if we go to services, you'll see There's an emergency plumbing page. There's a drain cleaning page. There's a water heater installation page. There's a leak detection page. And the reason for that is we want to have the opportunity to show up on Google when someone types in these specific keywords. So let's just go and type in Orlando water heater repair. And you'll see here's Shamrock Plumbing, 2 listings right here on page 1. And this, again, we're not going to the home page on Shamrock Plumbing, but rather we're going to the water heater repair page on their website. So we typed in Orlando water heater repair, we found it on page 1, and part of the reason for that is because there's a specific page that has Orlando water heater repair up here in the title, Orlando water heater repair in the H1 tag, and then good unique content, right, that talks about if you're in need of water heater installation and repair services in Orlando, who else would you call other than Shamrock Plumbing? And, there's more to it. I'm showing you the on-page stuff. There are things that happen off-page in terms of building links, in terms of building citations that go into this, but I want you to see the strategy so you can emulate some of this within your business. So another keyword or another service page that we have is slab leak repair. And so if we go and we type in Orlando slab leak repair, there's Shamrock Plumbing, #1 listing for that specific keyword. Again, because we've got a page specifically optimized with that in the title tag and the H1 tag. And you can see because he ranks for a lot of these different keywords in the #1 position, that is one of the reasons the website really ranks so well in search, and one of the reasons that it gets so many inbound calls, those 319 calls for the month of March. Now, I talked a little bit about repiping being important to him. So if we type in Orlando repiping, 2 things I want you to see. First of all, here he is on page 1. Second of all, here's his video. And I always encourage you, create good videos for each one of your services, title those videos, upload them to YouTube, drive some links and some views to those videos, and you can have multiple page 1 listings because your content is relevant. And this makes this page on his website even more relevant because not only does that video rank on page 1 in the top couple of listings, we're able to embed this video on the repiping page of his website, which again has that stickiness factor, makes people want to stay, and keeps the website visitor on the page longer, which makes it more search engine optimized and a better result. Now, one of the other things we've noticed within plumbing and HVAC companies is that you guys tend to serve a pretty wide area. So in your core market, you might serve a main city, but then there's all the little other cities in that area. And so in Shamrock Plumbing's case, right, he serves Metro West and Windermere and Winter Park and Ocoee. And what we've done is we've created pages for each one of those sub-cities and properly optimized for it. So when someone goes to Google and types in Windermere plumber, he can have a page 1 listing in search for that specific page. And again, it's just a function of creating good, unique pages for each one of these different cities and each one of your main services, possibly creating a video for it if it makes sense, and optimizing it, right? So you have the keyword in the title tag, the H1 tag, and in his case, because he's using Nearby Now, and this is a big piece of our strategy, his technicians are checking in every time they provide a service. And so whether that was in Windermere or Ocoee or one of these other sub-markets, there's a heat map that's being generated for that specific page. And so just think about your technicians going about their day, creating unique content that automatically syndicates back to those pages on your site. We know that Google wants each one of your city pages, if they're going to put them in search, to be unique. So the Windermere page needs to be different than the Ocoee page, and the Ocoee page needs to be different than the Orlando page. And not just to change a city, the content has to be, for the most part, unique. And so that's where a tool like this, and as part of our case study, because it's been a big piece of the puzzle, his technicians check in. Those check-ins with the description syndicate back to those city pages on the site, good content, frequent updates to the site. Now Google says, okay, that's a relevant page that should show up in search for a keyword like Windermere plumber. And that's how we're able to get Shamrock Plumbing to rank for literally hundreds of different keyword combinations, from Orlando Plumber, Orlando Plumbing, Orlando Emergency Plumber, Orlando Garbage Disposal Repair, Orlando Bathroom Remodeling, Orlando Water Heater Installation and Repair, and Orlando subsidies like Lake Mary Plumber, Castleberry Plumber, Ocoee Drain Cleaning. And you can get as in-depth as you want as you start to think about what are people typing in when they need my services. And you want to spend some time basing that on fact and not on logic, right? You might think people type in Orlando hydrojetting professional, but there are tools that will help you figure out which of the keywords actually have some search volume behind them, and then optimize for those keywords so that when you do rank, you get traffic to the site, the website's compelling, they choose you versus the competition. That's how you get the phone ringing. So let's look at some of the elements on the site beyond just SEO elements that I've showed you so far that make it convert well. Because a lot of internet marketing guys, or SEO guys specifically, will just say, hey, don't worry about the website. Who cares if it's the worst thing in the world if it's not compelling? All we need to do is get it to rank. If it ranks, your phone's going to blow up. And I've talked with a lot of people that tell me, hey, I was ranking on page 1 for this, this, and this. My phone wasn't ranking. I wasn't getting any new growth in my business. And who cares if you're on page 1 if the phone's not ringing and you're not getting growth in the business? It becomes an irrelevant thing. So what makes this work well? Well, we know when somebody gets to a website because they're looking for plumbing or HVAC related services, they're in a specific mind frame that they've got a problem, they need a solution, and they've also got some insecurities, right? They're worried that you're going to try and rip them off, you're going to overcharge them, you're not going to show up on time. And so you have to start to address those psychological triggers and make it as easy as possible for them to choose you and not continue to press the back button and go talk to somebody else. So, how do we do that, right? Well, one thing is to leverage credibility symbols. So if they recognize in your market Angie's List or Homestar, or some other group of buyers, and you happen to have a great reputation there, like in his case, he's a Super Service Award winner for multiple years on Angie's List. Well, having that featured prominently on your site takes that resistance factor for those types of buyers way down. They say, okay, this guy's legit. Showcasing your online reviews and testimonials. There's nothing that converts better than social proof. So they're thinking, do I trust you or do I not trust you? If you can show them number of testimonials or reviews that other people have said about you, well, that significantly reduces that fear factor, right? And so in his case, we use a tool that scours the web for all of the online reviews that he has, whether they're on Angie's List or City Search or Google Maps or anywhere else, and we showcase them right here and on the reviews page of his website. And so if you get to this page, you'll see it says 57, and the actual reviews page also pulls in his reviews, right? Here's a review that he had from Facebook on May 29th. Here's a review that he had on April 9th from Yellow Pages. And you can see all of the reviews with the specific source where they came from. And this is powerful, right? It's not only is it helping conversion, it's helping these customers say, wow, Shamrock Plumbing must be a relatively quality organization. But it also automates the way that this stuff pulls in. So as he gets reviews, his page is automatically being updated. That's a big piece of the case study here. Now, the other thing I'm going to emphasize from a conversion perspective is authenticity. And this is a really simple concept that a lot of people struggle with. It's much better to be authentic and maybe a little bit cheesy or a little less polished than to have a generic, boring, templatized, nothing different about the page type of feel. And so in this case, in the case of Shamrock Plumbing, you'll see the owner's face throughout the website. There's Mark. There's a video of Mark that talks to you. There's a video of one of Mark's customers. If we hit the About Us page, we get to see Mark, we get to see his team, we get to get a sense that these are real people, right? I know if I call this company, I bet you I'm going to get to talk to this man. He's going to be accountable for whether or not I get taken care of. And we split tested this on a number of different plumbing websites, and we found the conversion rates increase significantly when you use authentic imagery, the real pictures of the real team and the real owners, and you infuse that into the website. It's going to rank really well. And so those are some of the on-page factors as part of this case study, that have really made it a success. Having pages for each one of the services that are properly optimized, having pages for each one of the sub-cities that are properly optimized, leveraging video, leveraging online reviews, using tools to automate that process, having Nearby Now and a mechanism to help Google understand the true service area for the company, and then updating the website on a consistent basis. So every time that check-in takes place, the website is updated. Updating the blog, and this is a big factor in really whether the website's going to rank on page 1 or page 5. Having consistent updates to the blog that are just informational and relevant tells Google that this is an active, vibrant website that should rank well in search. And then, of course, the off-page factors, which I can't go into as much depth on in this case study. Having all of the online directories reference Shamrock Plumbing and Drain Cleaning Incorporated at their right address with the right phone number is probably the number one reason that Shamrock Plumbing ranks so well in the Google map listing when we type this search Orlando Plumber, spot A. Having the online reviews on the Google map listing. And then having links from other websites back to Shamrock Plumbing. All of that works together to help get the results that I was showing you here, which is 319 calls in a single month. And that's the case study, that's the strategy. If you start to do these same things in your business, you potentially could get a similar result. And so for Shamrock, I told you when he started with us, he was a one-man operation working out of a home office. Well, it's been about 2.5 years since we culminated the relationship, and it's grown quickly over the years. He now has 7 full-time employees, probably in the process of adding 8 and 9. He works out of a 2,500 square foot office now in Orlando, and his business is booming. So would you like me to help you get these similar types of results in your business? Yes, it's great to sit and hear a case study. Yes, it's motivating to know that it can be done, but it's still going to create a necessity to get it done, right? Somebody that understands how to set up your website, how to create the content, how to get the links, how to put the review automation and process in place, and has proven success. Well, that's what I can do for you. I'd love the opportunity to implement these strategies and help you get similar results in your plumbing business. So before we go there, I'd like just to kind of show you what Mark had to say.
Hi, my name is Mark with Shamrock Plumbing. You know, a lot of companies rely on getting the word out there, making themselves known so that people will call and use their services. Over the last few years while we've been in business, we've used different companies to get us up on the web and do our web pages and basically get us on the search engines. And I've tried different companies, and some companies have worked and some companies haven't. I found a company right now that are doing basically all the stuff that I used to do and I used to want to get done on my website. A company called Plumbers SEO. Basically, they built my website, they do all my search engine optimization, and they're basically there when I need them. They won't do anything unless they run it past me first, so I kind of have a hand in everything that's going on. When they started, my ranking in different keywords was pretty low, maybe in the sort of 15, 18, which puts me on the second and third page. And they basically said, you know what, let us go on it, let us do the website, we'll create pages and do everything we want to do, and let's see how we get on. Well, in the last 2 months, I've gone from page 3 all the way up to page 1, where I'm up on the map section and everything else. They've helped me with the videos. I will basically make videos and they'll help me post them, and we're getting views in those videos and everything's working. These guys are amazing. Give them a try. The one thing that I thought was great was before I started, they said, you know what, we'll work with you, but we'll also make a promise with you not to work with another competitor in your area, which is great. It means that I don't have to worry about my competitor going up to the same guys, and basically now I'm competing against more people in the same area. But these guys are outstanding. give them a call. I'll put a link at the bottom of this video, and see what you think. Okay, talk to Josh. I mean, they're amazing. Once again, it's Mark with Shamrock Plumbing. Also, if you actually need to call us, you can get us at 407-292-8881 or on the web at shamrockplumbingfl.com.
So if you'd like us to help get you these types of results in your business, get your internet marketing right, get your strategy in place, start to move up in the rankings, and more importantly, grow your business, here's the process. So here's the process. The first thing we need to do is we need to develop your keyword list. I talked about understanding what keywords people are typing in when they need your services. Well, we need to spend some time and figure out what those keywords are, what cities you serve, and then do some research to figure out which ones have the most search volume in your area. From there, we need to figure out where you're starting. Maybe you've got a great website and it ranks for some keywords. Maybe you have a great website that doesn't rank for anything. We need to start there and look at Google and Yahoo and Bing and determine where you're ranking right now. We need to review the conversion elements on your website. So whether you got a great website or a terrible website, or you're just getting started, or you've invested $10,000 and you feel like it's pretty solid, we need to look and see, okay, what elements need to be enhanced or need to be added to make sure that your website can convert well. Then we need to look at the off-page factors, the links to your website, the citations that you have for your website, the online reviews, and determine where there might be a gap between your company website ranking on page 3 versus ranking on page 1. Start to determine where's the gap. And with that, what we'll do is we'll develop a course of action and decide, okay, here's exactly what needs to be done to take your company from where it is today to where it could potentially be in your market. Now, that process takes time. It takes time to do the research. It takes time to write up the report, and then it takes time to explain to you live what's happened. And I believe the value of that time is well in excess of $349, but we don't charge $349 for that assessment. However, we don't do it for free either. We don't want people that are just looking for freebies, or somebody that really doesn't care to take action, but maybe it was just say, hey, why don't you run the report for me and let me see what happens. So we do charge a $50 deposit in order for our team to do that evaluation process for you. And as a free gift, as a bonus for taking us up on the offer to do this assessment for you, we'll give you two things. We'll give you a copy of our book, The Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Plumbing Contractors. We'll actually mail the physical book to you. It sells on Amazon.com, as well as our CD and DVD training, Your 2014 Online Marketing Plan, where we go into a lot of depth on how to do this stuff, right? Going into more depth on how to set up the website, optimize it, build your inbound links. We're going to send both of those to you as part of the $50 investment in your evaluation process. So if this sounds good, if you're in and you'd like our team to do this review process for you, help you develop your plan, then I encourage you to give us a call right now at 866-610-4647, or you can go to plumberseo.net/apply now, and we can get started. All right, we can do the evaluation, we can get your deposit and start the ball rolling in the right direction. Now, I will tell you, as Mark mentioned on the video, we only work with one plumbing or HVAC company in each market. And we do it that way because we feel like it would be a conflict of interest to come to a business relationship with you in your area and then go and sell 3 or 4 or 5 of your competitors. We just feel like we'd be competing against ourselves, and how could we possibly give our main client, you, the proper attention? So we only work with one in each area, and I would encourage you, if you'd like to have exclusive rights to work with us, because we do extremely good work and the results that we get are kind of unprecedented in the industry, I would encourage you to take action right away. Don't sit on this. Don't spend too much time thinking about it. Take the next step. That way we can get the ball rolling and give you exclusive rights to our services in your area. Again, you can call me now at 866-610-4647 or go to plumberseo.net/apply-now. Thanks so much for your time. I hope you're able to take some of the ideas and strategies from this and implement them, and I look forward to working with you and helping you take your company to the next level. Talk to you soon.